Okay, here's another way I think we're pretty crazy. Have you ever noticed how when something good happens, you're, happy for a while, or feeling good, however you define that, and then like a week later, it's as if that thing never happened. Um, and this happens over and over and over and over. Um, Even major things like you get some like medical test back and you're negative for whatever bad thing that you could have had, and then a week later you're like, you have no recollection of that. If you really think about that, I think it's very funny. Because the opposite, of course, we're very good at never forgetting, something bad, or at least holding on to it for a good long time, or really letting it sink in how bad this thing is that happened to us. If you get the medical test back and it's positive for every bad thing, like I have Lyme disease. Okay, that's a bad thing. Got that test back. I was like, oh my god, what does this mean for my future, etc., etc. We're real good at not forgetting that. It's impacting us all the time in a way that we like feel, like whatever the symptoms of, let's talk about physical things. Whatever the symptoms are, you feel them every day or every week or whatever. You have back pain, like I have shoulder pain. I feel it all the time. I feel it right now. It hurts. I don't like it. I feel that all the time. So what if I had gotten this Lyme disease test back and it was negative? Would I be feeling right now, oh man, thank God I don't have Lyme disease. Like I feel so good. My joints feel so great, like they're so lubricated and they move around so well. Like also, before you get arthritis, are you thinking like, oh my god, look how easily I move my hands. Doesn't hurt at all. I open the peanut butter jar, it doesn't hurt at all. Oh, wow. No, we don't do that. We don't go through life like, it's so easy to walk across the room. But once once our IT band hurts because we jog too hard, then we notice how hard it is to walk across the room pain-free, and we're like, man, this sucks. Does this make sense, really? If you look at it? No. Not really. And I'm just saying that it doesn't make sense because we are prioritizing one truth over another, basically, right? That's what it seems like to me. I am prioritizing the negative about my reality over the positive. Constantly, freaking every moment. Because what would happen otherwise? I would walk around with a smile on my face. Constantly. And really so would everybody else. Even people who are not very well off physically or however else. Look at all the things you don't have wrong with you. Oh. I mean, that just cracks me up. Look at all the things you have. How on earth are we walking around like crying all the time? Oh man, my eyes like watering. How are we crying all the time? Convinced that like, oh my god, like, why is it like this? Why do I have this? Why did I have a brain tumor when I was, young? Uh, I'm sitting here right now, and my having had a brain tumor when I was young isn't messing up my day. It's not. It would be if I were thinking about it and remembering, how wonderful life was before that, before I like couldn't move half my face anymore properly. When I could still raise my eyebrow. Then it would be causing me problems right now. If I would be thinking about and lamenting that I cannot hear in stereo anymore because one of my ears doesn't work, then it would be a problem right now. It would ruin my day. It would ruin every day, all the time. Every day ruined. But really, how can we do this to ourselves every single day, most of the time? Seriously, that's what we're doing. It's ridiculous. So why the hell are we doing that? Do we want to be unhappy? Because that's kind of the end result. Do we want to feel like victims? Do we want to feel like done upon by the world constantly? Why do we want that? Otherwise, what? We would sit around in peace, happiness. We would feel, full, given to all the time. That's so alien to us. That is not how we are trained. We're trained to believe the exact opposite, which is we need more stuff. We don't have enough stuff. And look at all this bad stuff that's happened to us that we need to fight. We need to fight all the time. Yeah, to me, it's just another way and it seems completely absurd. When I'm in a certain space, it's so clearly ridiculous and self-flagellating. Self-created pain constantly. And it's not really real. It's a very, very skewed reality. And that's, I guess, how I defined sanity versus insanity, or how real is your viewpoint? How in line with reality? But then the reality is that most of the time we have it really, really good. I'm not saying there aren't people who are suffering, who do not have it good right now. Of course that's happening. I'm talking about the self-created suffering. And I think if you're in a certain space, you can't tell the difference. You really can't. You think that you have it so hard. And I think that's another reason why bad things happening to you can really teach you stuff. Because they give you perspective. Why do we not appreciate things before we lose them? People in our lives, things, houses, cars, legs, parts of our body. Why do we cry about it really hard when they stop working? But when we have them, I guess the phrase taking it for granted. That's what it is, all of it. We take everything for granted constantly. I know I do. And when that feeling stops for a bit, when you don't take everything for granted, I mean, you see the fullness, the richness of like everything all around. This mega comfortable chair I got going on here, with the like sheepskin on it from Ireland. Pure luxury. Yes, I'm sitting in the kitchen. Not luxury, I guess. I could be sitting in some beautiful locale outside on the beach or something. Okay? But I also have this garden chair here that I'm sitting on with the sheepskin on it. Very warm and nice and comfy. It's just perspective. That's it. And I don't know, to me that feels very empowering. It really is like just up to us whether we're grateful for stuff or not.